Last night on MasterChef Australia.
It doesn't get much better than this.
The big week in the West continued with an invention test using the region's fabulous produce.
Yeah.
It came down to a battle between good mates, Jay and Michael.
The winner is Jay.
Tonight, a celebrity chef challenge in another stunning location.
We're 2Ks out to sea.
Standing between Jay and immunity, Chef Tony Howell.
Happy with that.
And a classic WA dish.
The seafood master against the weekend fisherman.
We're neck and neck. This is a good sign.
Jay's doing a great job. He's actually looking really good.
Good enough to win?
If most seafood's cooked correctly, I've got this one in the bag.
Wow. It's a very, very close decision.
Standing on the balcony this morning, looking out over Cape Lodge, I really feel like this is my day. This week for me thus far has just been perfect. Dual immunity to me would be massive. Not only do I get out of the next challenge, but I have that pin there as an extra security. I arrive at Bustleton Jetty. Walking down, it's absolutely beautiful there. 2 kilometre long jetty. I really feel like today is the day. I've just had such a fantastic week. Everything seems to be falling into place and feels like I can go all the way.
Jay, welcome to Bustleton Jetty. We're 2Ks out to sea. It's blowing a gale. Do you think you can cook under these conditions?
I actually do quite a bit of cooking on my boat, and these are the sort of conditions that you're confronted with all the time. In a funny sort of way, it does suit me.
This is your second time round facing an immunity challenge. Will you win this time, Jay?
Yes, George, I think I can. I've already had one shot at immunity and lost. Today is going to be massive for me. I need to win this pin. I can't bank on getting a third shot.
Joining us today for this challenge is one of Western Australia's finest chefs. He owns Restaurant and Musée, which has won multiple awards, including Restaurant of the Year, as well as Chef of the Year. Please welcome Chef Hadley Troy.
You definitely got your hands full today. They bred him tough here, so good luck.
Cheers.
Standing in the way of you and immunity is a top chef. This guy has been cooking down here in the southwest for over 15 years. He is an expert, not only in the local produce of the region, but also in the seafood that comes from these fine waters. He's Tony Howell.
I'm Tony Howell. I'm the executive chef, Cape Lodge Restaurant in Margaret River. My cooking style is classic, a bit of a new twist on it. My philosophy with food is keep it fresh, keep it simple, and let the produce speak for itself. You don't have to do too much with it. It's not rocket science. It's fantastic. Brought some friends for you today.
Yeah, looks good.
We'll have some fun.
Beautiful. I wish I'd eaten at the restaurant now. It may have given me some clue to what we're cooking today.
Now, Tony, you're not only representing Cape Lodge, you're representing the state here.
Absolutely.
Have you got some of that sandgroper spirit?
Absolutely. Fighting all the way. I'm not a sort of person that likes to lose.
This is how the judging's going to work. These three fellas here will score your dish out of 10. Because it's a blind tasting, Matt, George and Hadley have to get out of here. Gentlemen, we'll see you later. Tony, I think you should do the honours and tell us what we've got.
So it's this, Joe, that we'll be cooking. West Australian seafood stew.
That looks amazing.
It's all West Australian, obviously. We've got the mussels, the marron, so it's a freshwater crayfish, tiger prawns, broth island scallops, bisque. Basically, you need a good stock to start with. And today, we're using the Red Emperor.
Get stuck in, mate. I love it.
Don't hold back.
What's your first thoughts?
There's a lot of delicate seafood there. So there's a lot of room there for overcooking, but it's not something that's out of my reach. I think with the knowledge that I already have of similar dishes, plus my determination to win this, I think I can give it a good go today.
Jay, the thing you've got to love about this competition, it is a competition for you every day. Now, you were outside cooking the elements in the vineyard yesterday. You're outside again. Maybe it's your advantage. You're going to get a 10-minute head start. That means that you've got 70 minutes to replicate, reproduce that beautiful Western Australian seafood stew. Now, of course, Tony doesn't get a recipe. You get a recipe. Jay, you ready?
Yeah, definitely.
You have everything that you need at your benches. The question is, who's going to sink and who's going to swim? Jay, your 70 minutes starts now.
Time starts. I have 70 minutes. Tony has 60 minutes. We're going to have to cook a beautiful Western Australian seafood dish. We're out in the end of Busselton Jetty, 2 kilometres out to sea, and it's blowing an absolute gale. First thing I start doing is preparing the fish. I need 2 pieces of fish for this dish, so 1 fillet's sufficient.
Joe, have you had a look at the recipe, mate?
I dice the carrots up for the fish stock, and Tony gives me a little heads up.
You're going to white stock, mate.
The carrots are for later on in the broth.
White stock.
Yep, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm over there if you need a hand.
All right, mate,
Jay, just so you know, your 10-minute head start is over. Now the competition starts.
Cooked similar things to this before, so I've got a grasp of where the flavours need to be. This time around, I'm going to use my own initiative a little more and just do it by taste. I'm going to use my food brain rather than my recipe reading.
Oops. Wind. I know the kitchen like the back of my hand. Working on this jetty with the wind blowing, ingredients could go anywhere. It will be a bit of a challenge. It'll create a little wind break here, I think. What do you think of seafood, Jake?
Oh, it's beautiful. And some of this is nearly as good as the stuff we get in Sydney.
It's not as old, huh? What are you up to there, Jay, at the moment? What are you actually doing?
Just cleaning these big tiger prawns, mate.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be over in a second. For some reason, I've taken a liking to you.
Oh, that's
Wanna
good.
do that?
I don't mind you either, actually.
Well, we'll see at the end, eh? Just remember with stocks, you need to have them clear.
So just skim.
Correct. Well done. You want to take the cooked part of the flesh off so you get a perfect clear stock. How plump are those scallops? I'm going to clean my scallops and abduct the muscle completely off because it's extremely chewy. No one wants to get one in their dish.
We're neck and neck. This is a good sign. If I can maintain this to the end, I'm going to plate a dish.
So, Jay, you actually enjoy doing this pressure cooking?
Yeah, it's good fun. Actually don't know how I'd go cooking without a clock now.
A lot of banter going backwards and forwards here.
It actually reminds me of working in the kitchen.
How do you think Jay's going so far?
He's actually looking really good. He's very confident.
He's got
lad.
nothing to lose. Tony, what have you got to lose?
I've got everything to lose, nothing to gain. Just want to strain it off to get all the impurities out now. It's going to blow away if I just do that. Your stock is your base. You've got to make sure your base is good. If your base is no good, you're going backwards the whole way. Happy with that. You see the wind when you pour the oil in. Now I've got to get on to my seafood. It's my biscuit. I've got all my shells in and I've put in my aromats and I'm going to smash them with the meat mallet. Smashing these is going to push all the flavour out. It's like a herb. If you smell a herb, it smells fine. You crush that herb and smell it on your fingers. Big difference. It's the same with the seafood. Crush it, all that flavour's going to come out. Stage up to, Jay.
Just about to knock up the aioli.
Exactly where I am, mate. Well done. Jay's keeping up at this stage. He's doing a great job. I've closed that 10-minute gap, but I haven't pulled away from him. I'm quite amazed. The lid came off the oil. I just wanted to fry it a bit more, but...
Oh, yeah, watch the olive oil. The lid comes off.
Yeah, thanks. You could have told me earlier. I thought we were helping each other out.
I didn't know you were
mates. I thought we were going fishing.
I thought you would have checked that.
No bait for you.
You're a chef. I'm just a punter. How long since you made aioli with a hand whisk?
I know, a while. Looking across Jay now, I can sort of see he hasn't done too much time in the kitchens at a professional level. It's quite easy if you just put a tea towel on your bench, put your bowl on and slowly add it. That's looking like hard work to me.
Stick it in there. Jay, have a look at the professional over here. Exactly the same thing, but his bench is tidier.
Yeah, that's all right. They're not tasting my bench. They're not tasting my bench.
Tony, you've got 15 minutes to go. You're just straining that beautiful bisque sauce of yours.
Yes.
Where do you want to be right now? Are you in a good place?
I think I'm on target. Wouldn't say I'm way in front, which I thought I might have been by now.
So you've allowed that to simmer, the flavours come out. You happy with that?
Slowly. I'm happy with that, but now I'm just going to start doing my seafood.
This is bay leaf number 6. The other 5 are blown away.
You're only putting your stocks into your bisque now?
Yes.
Did you notice Tony's a step ahead?
Yeah.
Bisque is already simmered, he's just strained it.
Yep. Gary points out that my stock hasn't really had a long time to emulsify the flavours. I've intentionally taken steps in the stock so those flavours weren't as harsh. I know with a bisque you've got to get the flavour bang on. It can be too acidic, it can be too overpowering. It needs to complement those soft, delicate seafoods.
So this bisque is a little bit late on. Does that mean that you're going to have to strain it straight over the top and no time to have it sitting aside and tested and...
It will be the very last job I do, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this battle's nearly over. The seafood master against the amateur cook and weekend fisherman. You have 10 minutes to go.
The hardest part of this challenge is just coordinating that seafood to all be cooked spot on at the end. They've all got varying times that they need to cook, and you need to make sure nothing's overcooked, but certainly nothing's raw.
It's all about the timing on the seafood, it really is. The fish, I'm trying to get a nice crispy skin on it, so I've got that on a really hot pan. These ones I'm just going to cook separately. I'm actually going to finish the soup off in this dish to get the flavour of the seafood out as well. With the cooking of all the seafood, you've got to make sure you get it 3/4 of the way there and let it finish itself off in the sauce.
I know for a fact you two fellas haven't looked up once in this last hour and seen what a gorgeous day it is.
While I'm putting the dill on to finish the dish off, I've just seen one abduct the mussel on the scallop. Oh, no, it used me wrong scallops. And I've just realised I've cooked the wrong scallops. These ones haven't got the adductor off.
You have 30 seconds.
Oh, no, it used me wrong scallops. While I'm putting the dill on to finish the dish off, I've just seen one abduct the mussel on the scallop. It's just sunk in. I've used the wrong bloody scallops.
You have 10 seconds.
Now I've got to try and pick them off one at a time. I'm hoping there's not one right under the bottom of that plate.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Your time's up. Well done, guys.
Jay, effort, mate.
Thank you.
I just realised I used my wrong scallops.
Okay.
I trimmed the scallops under his untrimmed. I said, no!
Tony says to me that he forgot to take the abductor muscles off his scallops. So did I. It's something that I have neglected. So that's not really an advantage.
I'm impressed. I'm damn impressed.
I'll be pinching that recipe.
I'll be pinching you from the kitchen.
There's not going to be much in this. If my seafood's cooked correctly, I've got this one in the bag. It's time for tasting. Mine will be tasted first.
What a beautiful way to deal with local seafood. I love the generosity of the dish. Oversupplied with delicious things to eat.
Yeah, definitely. The mussels are open, the oysters are shucked and look beautiful.
Yeah, it looks great. Should be good to tuck in.
I love this broth. I think it's just got this real flavour of crustacean. It's not overpowered by, herbs or different vegetables. It's just subtle and fresh and elegant.
I love the aioli.
Yeah?
That was great. Brings a good creaminess to the dish.
And that marin is perfectly cooked. Beautiful, juicy, succulent.
The big letdown for me is the scallop. It's well overcooked. And on top of that, the inductor muscle that connects the scallop meat to the shell. That ain't good. That's something that should always come off.
Yeah, I got one as well. So mine was on there.
But all in all, it's a really good dish. We're picking small holes in what is a really tasty, flavoursome dish, and something I think you'd be happy to have served, especially in an environment like this where you're surrounded by the waters that seafoods come from.
Totally. What a great start to a tasting. Let's get in plate number 2. Thank you.
Well, another generous mound of seafood, piled somewhat higher, it seems to me, and with the marins a lot more prominent in the bowl.
Right, shall we taste?
Obviously, abductor mussels are all the rage this year, because I've got one too.
Did you see much of the aioli? Because I didn't really get any.
No, I just got a little bit in my oyster.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more, I've got to say. But having said that, gee, how good is that marin? It's coming away from the shell.
For me, the scallops are absolutely beautifully cooked. They're nice and juicy, and they're not bullety at all.
There's elements of both that I love. The broth on plate 1, light, clean, crisp. But the cooking of the seafood on plate 2 was better.
Wow, 2 dishes with some really key strengths, and also both flawed. It's a very, very close decision.
Now, this was a blind tasting, of course, so the judges didn't know whose was which dish. I can now reveal, boys, that plate number 1 belonged to Jay. That means that plate number 2 was Tony's. So let's find out what the scores were. First of all, let's look at plate number 1, which was Jay's. Matt, what did you score Jay's dish?
I scored a dish 8 out of 10. Jay, generous pile of seafood, beautifully cooked marin, only let down by those scallops for a little bit bullety.
Jay, I scored your dish 7 out of 10.
And for the final score, Hadley, what did you score Jay's dish?
Jay, I scored your dish at 7 out of 10.
Jay, that means that you've scored 22 out of a possible 30. Well done. Excellent job. Well, Tony, let's find out what the judges scored plate number 2. Hadley, what did you score Tony's dish?
Tony, I gave you an 8 out of 10. I scored you 1 point higher than Jay because I believe that you paid absolute respect to all the seafood in that dish.
Tony, I scored your dish 7 out of 10.
Tony, you've scored 15 so far. That means that you need an 8 or more from Matt to win today.
I'm hoping like hell I get an 8. Please give me that 8.
Let's hope Matt didn't get one of those abductor muscles on the scallop.
Tony, I did get one of those abductor muscles.
Well, Tony, you've scored so far 15 out of a possible 20. That means that you need an 8 or more from Matt to win today.
This is neck and neck. I think I might have done enough today to win.
Tony, I did get one of those abductor muscles.
He's got that look on his face too. Oh, I'm really a little bit shattered, and now I'm really nervous. This could go bad. If I get a 6, it's Jay's.
I scored your dish 8 out of 10.
Well done, mate.
Did it go wrong way, mate?
1 point.
Sorry.
That's all right, buddy.
Tony, the reason why the abductor muscle didn't cost you was because there was delicacy there that really lifted your dish. The abductor muscle almost cost you, but well done. Great dish.
Very much. Thank you. Ah, the relief. Oh, I get to keep a job at work.
So, Tony, you are victorious. Your job's safe. You can show your face in WA again.
Thanks.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Thank you, mate.
Well done.
You did really good too, mate. Oh, very well. You did very, very well.
Jay, 1 point, but 1 point in the wrong way. That was very, very close. For an amateur cook to come up against somebody like Tony, who's been a professional for many, many years, that shows you've got what it takes. So good stuff, Jay. Well done.
Thank you.
Any plans to catch up with Jay in the future?
Oh, look. We're actually going fishing. And if you're ever looking for work, know where to find me.
Excellent. Thank you.
Pleasure. I'd grab Jay in a heartbeat. He's a great lad. He has got a passion that chefs have, and he's got the character that we like to have in our kitchen. We like to have fun when we do. If you're not having fun, it's not going to show on the plate.
Tony, this has been one of the high spots of our time in WA. Thank you so much for a great dish and for a great competition.
Thank you. Cheers.
See you, Tony.
See you later. I've missed out on immunity again today, but I've had a fantastic time in WA. Now it's time to head back to the MasterChef kitchen and start it all again.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
Welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen.
It sounds like the softest challenge ever.
There's no theme you've got to cook to.
Whatever you like, as much as you like.
But wait till they see what's in the pantry.
What the hell? Oh my goodness.
It's a horror story.
With ingredients they never expected.
The judges have definitely stitched us up on this one.
It's a contestant's nightmare.
This is the most out of control that I've felt.
For the two with the least impressive dishes,
Don't like him.
an elimination challenge is next.
Getting hard now, isn't it?